Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a few days here, so I actually feel a little rusty. It's weird. But this past weekend I was in Orlando, Florida. I feel like my voice is still gone. But I was in Orlando, Florida for something called the Ranger Stop Convention. So if you know about Comic-Con or, any of those kind of events, basically there are Ranger cons, conventions, where fans of the Power Ranger brand and of the Power Ranger show basically go to these conventions, and usually they have a bunch of actors from the Power Ranger series. Show's been on since 1993, so 25 years. There's actually more than 25 years. Goddamn, 27 years. It's older than I am. So there are plenty of actors that attend these, and it's a really fun experience because the fans get to meet you and they get to buy merchandise and toys and all that kind of stuff and get autographs signed. But as an actor, you get to meet a bunch of other actors, which is always fun, and you get to kind of network and meet people. And for me, I'm pretty solo most of the time. Like, as you can see here, there ain't nobody around me. I just kind of live on my own a lot. So it's usually really fun for me to go to a social event like that and spend the entire day meeting people and talking and just enjoying the experience. So I have a lot of fun with it. But we're going on a tangent here. Basically, this past weekend, I consciously broke from some of my typical routines to be able to fully enjoy the experience of everything that was going on. To be able to partake in, I use some old school language, partake. Basically, to be able to have a few drinks, enjoy dinner, just kind of enjoy the experience overall, which in the past was not something that I would ever allow myself to do. And that was basically because I was so married to routine. I was so, I just associated so much of my life with routine, and there's an underlying mindset behind that. Essentially, you are afraid that if you break routine, then many of the results in your life and many of the good things happening in your life will crumble as a result. It's kind of like a shaky foundation that you're consistently trying to uphold because you feel that if you break from your morning routine or from your diet routine or from your exercise routine, that the results that you have fought so hard to attain might disappear. And I understand where that mindset comes from for me because I didn't have much in the way of, so basically I can say it this way. I've built myself up in so many ways. Diet-wise, I had skin issues and being a skinny kid and then being skinny fat. So diet, I built myself up there. Exercise-wise, I built my strength up. Financially, I built myself up. Didn't come from money, wasn't given money, so didn't have any of that. Career-wise, built opportunities up. Didn't have any opportunities that nobody else would have, or that others don't have access to. So I built myself up there. So when you have routines that have allowed you to build yourself, you can often very strongly associate your current life and lifestyle with those routines, and you're afraid to break them. So I used to be extreme about this stuff. I remember in college never wanting to go out to a party, never wanting to hang out with anybody, never wanting to go buy lunch, never wanting to do any of this stuff because I'm like, damn, if I take my foot off the gas for 1 second, it's done. Like, things are just going to go in a downward spiral. And here's what I've learned, and here's kind of the point of this video. And of course, what I'm learning is a work in progress. Hopefully what I'm saying resonates with a few folks that need to hear it. And my understanding of things consistently changes and grows. But what I've learned is that having a baseline of discipline and routine and daily progress allows you to enjoy the occasional break from routine. And I think there can actually be benefit from occasionally breaking routine. For example, allowing myself to go to dinners and events over the past weekend, allowing myself to have a drink, to socialize, things like that, opened up other opportunities, opened up new networks, met a bunch of great people that had I been, super rigid about my lifestyle, you know, back in the day I would have said, I ain't going out nowhere. I'm going to bed early. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. I'm going to go train. You know, I'm not going to have a drink. I'm not going to go out to any dinner, all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. There's actually something to be gained sometimes from the occasional strategic break in routine, if it's done intentionally. If you simply lack control over these occasional, let's say, excesses, and you lack control and you do them basically because your willpower is broken, then what that points to is that your routine is unsustainable. But if your routine is sustainable and you intentionally decide, hey, this weekend I'm going to allow myself to eat out at dinner, I'm going to allow myself to have a drink, I'm going to allow myself to get some extra sleep and enjoy this full experience, and I'm even going to take my foot off the gas a little bit with work. The intentionality of that is so important, because you know, hey, I'm not failing here and I'm not giving up. I'm choosing to do this, and I'm choosing that as soon as I get back to my usual routine, it's back on the wagon. So that's been a major mindset shift for me, because in the past it was like, you better have your foot on the gas at all times, because you know, and the thing about having your foot on the gas at all times is that over time, I think you become less sharp and a little more ineffective. It's like that saying, all work, no play makes Johnny a dull boy. If that doesn't describe the past few years of my life, I don't know what does. Will was a dull boy who worked a whole lot and played not at all. So it's very, very important to have a balance with that. But just something I've been learning about, just something I've been understanding more of. And to put this stuff in context, when I say I broke from routine this weekend, I was not going on a carb binge, doing a bunch of drugs, and just completely losing my mind. I was getting up 6 a.m., going to train, enjoying it, doing fasting throughout most of the day, going out for dinner at night, prioritizing protein, having a little bit of rice, having a little bit of potatoes. I went out on a date and I enjoyed a donut and things like that. So being able to relax is super, super important with that. But I wasn't just like throwing everything off the table and just going crazy. So very, very important distinction there. But yeah, so that's kind of the message of this video. Discipline and consistency and routine allows you to intentionally, occasionally have some, relaxation and be able to enjoy some of the better things in life. And that's a lesson that I didn't learn until recently. You know, I've gotten to a place where my routines are very sustainable. I really enjoy the stuff that I do. And I've learned that, hey, you know, you're actually still ahead. You can have a dinner over the weekend. You can even take a day off of training and just relax and get some rest. You can go out and socialize and have a drink, and your life is not going to go up in flames. You know, it doesn't need to be 4 a.m. carnivore work routine no matter what. Don't have a drink. Don't go out and socialize. That's kind of the way I used to approach life, basically out of fear of everything crumbling around me. And perhaps that's necessary for a time in life, but just like with all things, there are seasons, and that doesn't always need to be the way that you approach life. You know, and I'm known sometimes for having a very extreme mentality around things, but I'm trying to learn moderation and intuition and balance and working hard and playing and all those kind of things. So young Will is trying to figure life out. And I'm doing okay. I'm doing good with it. So I'm enjoying it. Life is really good right now. So I will talk to you guys later. If you experience a very extreme all or nothing mentality, and then you find that it's unsustainable, and then you break from routine, and then you feel guilty, and then you try to get back on the routine, consider finding sustainable routines and then intentionally breaking from routine occasionally and allowing yourself to have something off your diet, or to take a day off of training, or to just indulge in something else that you might not usually, and see if you can do that without feeling guilty about it. It's very important. So I will see you guys in the next video. I hope this Yoda video of me trying to impart some 24-year-old wisdom. Some of you are probably 50 thinking, damn, this kid's late to the party. But all right, I will see you guys later. See you in the next video.